Hi everyone, good morning. It's me. I've recorded this quite a few times, so I'll start off by saying that I am recording today a part 2 of what I discussed the day before yesterday in the video titled Things I'd Like to Clear Up About This Channel, or whatever it was called, I can't remember right. But I posted it as my trailer video for the channel. And I just want to take a few minutes again to say, well, I tried to discuss my journey with the different faiths because over my life, I've taken part in many different faiths, religions, different denominations of Christianity, and I think the only place that I haven't been to is a synagogue. I have all my books here that I brought. There's a lot of them. You may recognize some, maybe not others. This is the Quran. This is a Holy Bible Catholic edition. This is the priest's version. I found that. Ooh, oh no, Pikachu. Oh goodness, they've been falling off a lot lately. I have this little version. That's another Quran. I have the Book of Mormon. And I have this. This is the New Testament in modern English. So I've done a lot of studies with religion. I believe it's called theology. Is it not? Hold on. Theology definition. Am I right? Yes. Okay. And when I was thinking about this morning, it led me, because I was like, is the Jewish Bible? Couldn't figure out if it was called the Torah or the Talmud. And they're connected. And let me just, that's what page I just used. This does have a point, so I hope you'll stay with me. Okay, so I looked it up. What's the difference? The Torah in Hebrew is the word for instruction. Another word for this group of books is, I don't know how to say that word, Penta something, Pentateuch. This differs from the Tanakh, which includes the other books that it comprises the Christian Old Testament. Okay, the town. Wait, because one of them is the instructions and the other one is the dialogue to understand it. Where did it go? Of course, it does this to me. It's right at the top. What is the Torah? Oh, the Talmud is considered the oral traditions that coincide with the Torah. So they go together. Okay? But then as I was scrolling down, Oh, it's because there's ads covering it. Sorry. Okay. Some people claim that the Talmud mentions Jesus. However, Yeshu, there's no A, Yeshu, was a very popular name in that time. So there are many different references to men named Yeshu. We cannot say that every instance of that name belongs to Jesus. This is a very seriously debated subject. Some traditional Jews say that the Talmud never speaks of Jesus, while there are other Jewish scholars who say he is mentioned in very blasphemous manners in a couple of verses. So then I looked up blasphemy. I have to go back because I looked up theology. I looked up blasphemy to make sure that I was correct on its definition. It says contemptuous or profane speech or action concerning God or a sacred entity. Or speaking against the sacred, irreverent or impious actions or expressions in regard to something considered inviolable or sacrosanct. So basically sacred, sacrosanct. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Insulting. Blasphemy refers to an insult that shows contempt, disrespect, or lack of reverence concerning a deity, an object considered sacred, or something considered unviolable. You do not violate. Okay, anyway, so then I looked at that and I thought to myself, well, as I said yesterday, there most likely were individuals that spoke out against things. Think about when it says in the Bible, remember when Jesus goes into the temple and they've turned it into like, um, they're selling things. They're buying and selling in the temple. That's the only time Jesus ever got mad. Remember that? Well, he spoke out against things he saw that were wrong. And so, truthfully, I mean, this is just my opinion, but back in the day, he would have been seen as a troublemaker to the norm, and that's initially, or probably rather essentially, was his end, you know? And they pinned him like a criminal. There's lessons in the story, right? Okay, so after I tried to tackle it, I went for about 20 minutes and then it didn't work out, my video. And I prayed, genuinely. Not in any structured prayer that you've seen anywhere, in my own genuine heartfelt way. Because I didn't know how to express this. And maybe I should have started off with, that I'm not doing this to harm anyone or to prove anyone wrong or to make anyone feel bad or to harm you in any way. I'm doing it because I care. Essentially, this is my way of showing love. And it's given me a freedom, a liberation that I was always looking for. Because even though in all these places, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, because I wanted to understand what gave people such a an oomph for life every day with having a religion like this in their life, regardless of which one it was. I didn't understand this, and mostly I was looking for community because I always had the divine God with me, but I just couldn't understand. And I suppose this is what gave me what I was looking for. What I talked about yesterday, and what I'd really like to ask you to watch today. If you're able to sit here, some people will sit here and watch me for an hour and a half. Because the answer to my prayer it's moments like that. See, I was talking in the video where when I was young, I was praying all the time, but I just thought that God, we'll just call it that, because I was saying in my other video where when you say that, people automatically assume that you're talking about some denomination of organized religion. But when I was praying when I was young, I thought I wasn't cared about because of my situation I was growing up in, and I didn't really know how to listen to God's responses, the divine's responses. So when I was praying, this video by a pastor came up, and I'm going to link it below, and I'd very much like to ask you, in fact, in Jesus' name, yes. And for some people, they take that very seriously, but so do I. Give me a moment of your time, please. Have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and really listen. And if you could listen to me, give this man 15 minutes of your time. Jesus would want you to. I'm not trying to emotionally blackmail you in any kind of way or make you feel obligated. If you are not ready for it, then you are not. But please remember and come back to a time when you are. That's what this man says. I watched the first 15 minutes and I knew, and I said to myself, these are the moments that enforces my belief and knowing that the divine is listening and with me at all times. There's something else that I wanted to read for you from that little website about the Talmud and the Torah. When I looked up the difference, thought it was so sweet. Listen to this. Not this one particular, I'll tell you, you'll know. This is so cute. When I get to it, you'll see. Just as the soul fills the body, as so God fills the world, right? But imagine we are in a gigantic celestial body. We don't know that we're actually inside of the Creator. You ever think that way? It says, just as the soul bears the body, so God endures the world, like the inside. Just as the soul sees but is not seen, so God sees but is not seen. I guess I could leave you with this, all right? Because I've talked about this before. Some people first automatically see, oh, I can't see myself. They automatically see what? The all-seeing eye. But what is the divine creator if not but all-seeing? This might be like a kind of, it's got a negative, reputation about it. Because of the way that certain knowledge has been used to manipulate and control and divide us, okay? But what I'm expressing here in this photo is my source connection or divine connection to source, our creator. I'm representing it here as an energy, but with the all-seeing. I didn't actually draw it with an all-seeing eye because I always feel like I'm being looked back when I look at the divine. You can't really see it because it's everywhere, but it's this mental, emotional, and physical connection that you make. And so, being nourished with the waters of life and light and knowledge and wisdom, being nourished by spirit. This is a lotus flower blossoming, and there's me in it with this connection, like your spirit cord, a connection to your divine creator always, in which you've come from, which you will go back to. Okay? So I tried to express that here, but I also tried to express it here. It's pretty much the same thing, just in a little bit of a different way. So here we have, because I used to pray as the Heavenly Mother and Father, and the Heavenly Mother and the Heavenly Father. But, in fact, these are the feminine and masculine aspects of myself, which is why the faces are mirrors. For anybody to look into them, it would be you. The moon and the sun. And these is like Jacob's ladder or the stairway to the heavens. You go through the chakras, root, sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown, where you unify your dark and light, your masculine and feminine, the sun and your moon, or yin and yang, and reach unification of your higher dimensional, or I've kind of lost train of thought actually. I'm hungry. I should have eaten before. But look, it's been quite a long journey and it's difficult to summarize, and that's why I was fumbling and stumbling over myself earlier. But after I prayed, because it's not about looking down at myself or feeling less than. It's just that I find that I have a difficult time expressing myself sometimes, and so I prayed for someone that can do it better than me. And that prayer was answered, and it's this pastor, and he's wonderful, and he keeps saying, and it made me emotional, like not in a bad way, because I knew he meant it. And he keeps saying, I love you. You know that, right? And then he goes, I'm not doing this to hurt you. I'm doing this so to set you free. I can't be any other way. I've tried to. And I just want people to know, no matter who you are, whether you're in a secret society or a religion or whatever, that I am not trying to hurt you. That I'm not trying to cause you harm. And that source, the divine, made me this way for a reason. And that is why I exist. That is why I'm like this today. That is why I had the life I had. And that it really solidified my connection with the Creator. I can't remember if I've already said this, but in the beginning when I was young, because I already recorded this so many times, I started praying. I knew that I had this connection with the divine. I called God, but again, my family was not religious, and my adopted mother used to tell me that God is inside of you, that there isn't anything else out there, you know, that the religions are full of it and everything like that. And she was very very negative about it. And even though I do agree that God is found within, and that did I already say this? So sorry. So when I was praying, I would feel kind of like that I wasn't cared about by the divine, and I didn't understand why I was in the situation I was in. But also, I'd mentioned before that I didn't really know how to listen because I was expecting something external, even a voice from the clouds. You know what I'm saying? So it was just about my expectations of it, really, and I eventually I learned how to listen. And now I do get things like this happening because it just so happened to pop up on my algorithm. I don't believe in coincidence, okay? And I never saw this man before. And the title of it is, let me get it correct. There will be no rapture, and Jesus is not coming back. And I know some people are going to write me off right then. But please give this man 15 minutes of your time. I just feel like I'm not doing good enough. But I have to have faith that the people who are ready for this will hear it. Because what it's done for me is an absolute miracle. I know that I'm fully aware that there are some people, no matter what I do and say, no matter how many other people I give them, it won't matter. That's just their path in this lifetime. And there's nothing I can do to change it. I'm aware. But for those that are ready, this set me free and gave me exactly what I was praying for my whole life. You do have to work for it a little bit, but what is it that says I forget what the quote is. See, I'm not, hold on. I can't believe I forgot this because it even has to do with my book. So it's seek and ye shall find. It has to do with the Bible. Matthew 7:7. Ask and it will be given to you. Hold on. Seek and you will find. Knock on and the door will be opened to you. Keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will be opened for you. I kept seeking the truth, and never ceasing to do so. And that, when I prayed and I was like, what should I call my book? I heard in my head, not in like a big booming voice or whatever, but it was like, seek and ye shall find the gateway. And I'm like, oh, that's really good. But that comes from source. So it's going to be ready soon. I decided that my revisions just absolutely need to get finished. So after my premiere today, I'm going to go on and do that. But I really hope that, because you do know that there's basically, well, the rapture could be seen as people of a higher vibration, because it says that they just disappear, right? Well, think of the end of the Celestine prophecy, where it could be this vibrational shift. Then I thought to myself, well, will it really matter if they know this? Like, what if they're just good people, God-loving people that have tried to live their best lives, helped others, how they say we didn't live in sin or whatever, okay? And they're higher vibrational people and all of that. Well, would it really matter? Aren't they going to be, well, then I heard, where is it? Where are you? Oh, it's down. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's hiding. I heard from this book Because it says about the temple, and it says you cannot enter the temple without the development of the heart alone or the mind. It has to be with the development of both. Where does it say that? The pillars of the temple, page 25 of the Initiates of the Flame. The flame is God, is source. That's the source. These pillars symbolize the heart and the mind, or the polarities, dark and light, left and right, masculine, feminine, yeah? The positive and negative poles of life. Those who would enter the temple must pass between the pillars. Every extreme is dangerous. It is the point between all poles that is safe to stand upon. You cannot enter the temple by the development of either the heart or mind alone, but only by the equal development of both. So it's great to have all the faith and love and knowing in your heart, but if you don't have the true information of the mind, you're not passing into the temple, or you're not getting to where you want to be, and you'll be reincarnated back into this matrix. That's what they've done. And I'm sorry. I didn't do it. But this is what's happened. And so, learning that Jesus is symbolism and allegory, and I mean, these people that have hidden this, I think it may be going all the way back. Like I was saying, if there was this individual speaking out and trying to truly help the people, that was sent from the divine creator, that was this, like an advanced individual, right? The last avatar of the Christ, known as Jesus or Yeshua, they killed him. And then basically gave this story about how, they knew that they were waiting for a Messiah, so they gave this, and now they have people waiting for Jesus' return. Do you understand? The Christ returns. It's hard. I know he even says that, because when you say that, it's like you've thrown a harpoon at the person. And they'll say, they'll write you off and all of this. So I'm drawing this out. But, he even says, this pastor, that there's people, because he says, when you hear it, please don't think for a moment that he just means black people. He is a black pastor, but he's not talking about black people only and exclusively. When that man said, I love you, I believed him. Okay? And it doesn't matter, but he's trying to help his peoples. Yes? That's all it's about. But when he says that there's millions of black people, but people all over the world that get up every day, living their life, waiting for the day to be raptured. And that's terrible. To find out at the end that, you know what I'm saying? That they weren't given the truth for all these reasons so that a particular group of individuals can stay on top. I'm sorry, that just cannot be. And when you truly love and care for others, because I know that people are telling me that I need to find Jesus and stuff because they care, that you think that this will fix my problems and help me. But I have found Jesus. Jesus has been with me a long time. Always. The Christ is within. And even I had a relationship, and I still do, of where I've given it an embodiment. What would Jesus do was very helpful for me along my journey. Instead of, getting angry, turn the other cheek, do unto others. All of these things that the teacher taught. And I'm not devaluing him. Because in a way, he is Savior. Whereas he helps you save yourself. And that is unconditional love. Divine unconditional love and compassion, in fact. I hesitated on mentioning my book because there is something that I'm adding to it that will explain a bit more my experience and journey with the Christ energy, or what I was just telling you, this embodiment that it took. But really, I cannot tell you what it looked like. And that's why it touched someone in the emotions in my chat once when I've said that. And they said that's right, because no one knows what he looks like. And that's true. It doesn't make it any less of a miracle, because it is. And it's beautiful. So I'm gonna try. This is why I remember it was like hitting a wall, driving along, and then just bam, when I heard Elena Janan say, "Well, I know of Jesus, but I don't know him." I would never say I don't know Jesus. Not even today. Even the stuff I know about the Claustroms oil, even the stuff I know about the symbolism and allegory, I would never say that. And it confused the heck out of me for years when she said that. But now I get it. And we're just leaving that part alone. The focus here is that I'd like to pass this gift that the divine has given to me to others, to you listening. If you'll take it, if you'll have it. It's okay. If you don't want it, I'll keep it here for now. But when you're ready, come back, because it'll be waiting for you. This knowledge isn't going anywhere, like he says. I wish you the greatest day ever. And I pray that you feel inside that I'm being genuine, honest, and true, and I'm doing this with the best intentions for you in my heart, mind, and soul. I only wanted to give you what it's given me, but it can only be yours if you want it. Seek, and ye shall find. And I think that people that have been brought here that felt compassion in their heart and souls for me, maybe this is why. This is true salvation. Thank you for listening to me. I'm going to go before I start crying. Okay, I love you. I do, and this is why I'm doing this. Bye. Bye. Take care.